These are 5 UI design patterns that every designer should know about if you're making websites and applications. Part 3. All right, let's jump in and talk about the 5 common UI patterns that every designer should know about. We're starting with one of the most basic UI components that are out there, and that's the button. It's a common pattern that everybody should know how to use. Buttons are call to actions. They are the things that tell a user that that's the thing they should be tapping. That's the thing that they should be clicking. And there's lots of different styles of buttons. There's filled styles and neutral styles, outline styles. You can have them with animations and loading icons. Icons inside, the buttons can transform from one state to another. And buttons can have active states, hover states, so on and so forth. And you can even become very playful with your buttons, having cool animations and things inside of them. All right, next up, we have the image slider. You can call it a carousel, you can call it a gallery slider. I call it an image slider. The principle is that you want to display content, but also save real estate, save room within your design. They're really common on home pages, or here's an example of an e-commerce product page where the user could see the current image and then select the different images here. A lot of times they have controls on the sides of them so that you can play. And this is a very standard kind of setup for an image slider. You can have really interesting kind of animations in between, but still you can see some of them have timers. They almost always have controls, and here is a few more really fancy versions of them with really interesting animations. But again, you can see we have controls here, and some sort of image sliding animation. Again, the focus is to display content while saving room. All right, next up, we have the progress bar. The entire purpose of a progress bar is to show a user where they're currently at in some sort of journey or some sort of process, whether that's filling out a form, onboarding, signing up, scrolling down a page and seeing a scroll indicator, a level of completion. For reading a blog post, they're used in all sorts of different places, but here's some examples of some loading indicators or progress bars. We can see, sometimes with percentage shown, sometimes stepping stones, dots, but always showing some sort of progress. Here's some other examples of progress bars, maybe on some sort of dashboard interface, showing the user how much of something they've completed and they want to go back, or how much of these processes have completed, so you can go back and finish whatever those processes are, but those are the progress bar. Before we go too far, if you're interested in finding out more about common UI design patterns, about product design, about digital product design, I have a 12-week product design course that's certified on the Dribbble platform. You can go over to dribbble.com/learn and hit that 12-week product design link that you can find down in the description. We cover everything we're talking about here with hands-on mentor sessions and 12-week certification, and it's hooked into Dribble's hiring manager network and platform. You're going to get guests to do live sessions with you like myself and other industry experts. So if you want to learn more about digital product design, this might be the place for you to do it. All right, next up, you have what are called slider controls or range pickers. These are a really common design pattern for airlines or booking flights or filtering things. You can see these on something like Zillow.com when you're trying to set your preferences and filter down to how many bedrooms you like, or what the price range is, or any of those different things. We see some examples of those here, where you can actually just grab a certain side of that slider control and move it out to open up the range and change your filtering processes. Sometimes these can be done vertically as well as horizontally. Here's another example of something you might find in a flight picking kind of application, maybe something like an Expedia or Travelocity. Being able to set a range, really simple drag gestures, really intuitive for the user. The last pattern for the day is what's known as a picker. You've seen these all over the place, and they're very useful for the user. It allows the user to tap something one time and select multiple options inside of the picker. A lot of times it's date or time or availability inside of some sort of scheduling application. Here we can see that the user is able to open up a picker, select dates, and even select a range of dates. So you actually have some sort of range slider inside of the date picker, which is pretty cool. Here's some other great examples of date, but also of time. And then we see this version on mobile quite a bit, where you're able to open up and then natively on iOS actually just slide up and down. Well, that's it. That's the third installment in a series all about common UI design patterns. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell notification icon so you know when more videos like this one come out. you have any questions, leave those down in the comments and check the description for some helpful links. I hope you're having an amazing week. Hope you're designing amazing things, making amazing things, and using these tried and true design patterns in your work. See you in the next one.